Hello, welcome back friends. Today we're doing another Griddle live. We are going to do a patty melt with deep fried onion rings on the Camp Chef Griddle. This was a request by Tyrone, who's commented on a couple of my videos. Very nice dude, says he's been watching a lot of patty melt videos. So I figured we'd do one up for him. I'm going to try to do it relatively quick too, make it like 10 minutes or so, hopefully, maybe 15. Let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do here is put down our hamburger beef that I did in kind of a rectangle. There's already salt and pepper on the one side. I'm going to add more salt and pepper. Instead of doing it round, I did it like a rectangle because I want it to match the bread, the rye bread that we're using, which is also like that. So that's how I did it. Add a little more salt and pepper. Griddle's around 400 right here. It kind of looks like a piece of meatloaf, honestly. I did the patty myself. I'll go ahead and put the steak weight on it. Actually, we'll put a little bit of oil on the steak weight. Just take a little bit out of our little fry pot here. Then put the weight on it. Weight is not necessary. Let me go ahead and get the music going. Oh, I can't believe I got this far without remembering our smooth jazz. There we go. So the weight is not necessary. I'm just trying to hurry it up and do a shorter video, not do like a 30-minute video about a patty melt. So, hey Bobby, how's it going? So that's why I got the steak weight down on the beef patty. Oh, stuck to it right here. All right. Getting a little sticky. We'll go ahead and put the parchment paper down so it doesn't stick. So, then for the patty melt next, I have my oil over here. I'm gonna do onion rings. I'm gonna fry them in this. I've already been temping it. It's been on for like 20 minutes. I'm just making a little fryer is all I've done. It's supposed to be about 350. We're up to 310 right now. It should be there by the time I'm ready to put the onion rings in. I might move it back over to the middle to get a little bit warmer. I put my onions down when I turn the griddle on because I really wanted to cook these for about 20 minutes for this patty melt, so you can see how dark those are getting and caramelized, and just wanted to get them a little bit ahead of the game so when I went live they're ready to go. So they're staying over here where it's not as warm. Don't want them to get burnt, but want them to cook up nice. And then, yeah, this is my little fry station. And then you can take the oil, I mean, it's just regular canola oil, so like, if you want to just put a little bit down, that's what we used to do in the restaurant. If you're getting more stuff, like I'm gonna put my mushrooms down. Patty melts don't always have mushrooms. I'm putting mushrooms on mine because I want to. So I'm gonna do mushrooms and onions on rye bread. Oh, I didn't even show everybody the ingredients yet. So we got our beef patty down, our mushrooms down, our onions are basically done. They're just holding warm. Did those ahead of time. I just threw them down when I turned the griddle on, really, to be honest with you. Wanted to get them all nice and dark there. The rest of our ingredients we'll go ahead right here and show you. We got our marbled rye bread, Swiss cheese, my onion rings. These are just frozen onion rings. I didn't batter those up myself, obviously. Mayo, I'm gonna do my bread with mayo instead of butter. 2 pickles that go on top to make it look pretty, and a splash of balsamic vinegar. Normally I'd use apple cider vinegar if I was just on the onions or on the mushrooms, but I didn't have any, and I love balsamic vinegar. So it's not gonna be a lot, it's not gonna be overwhelming, but it's just gonna give it that little bit of tang that we were looking for at the end to really like kind of make those mushrooms and onions pop off real well. Let's see how these, get my shrooms going well. Let's get the bread down. Like I said, I decided to use the old mayo instead of butter. Either one works. I do this a lot for grilled cheeses too. I know it's a common thing. Some people enjoy the way the mayo turns out. I thought this would be a nice little something different. I'll put it back here where it's not too hot. I don't want to burn my bread. A little more mayo. Oh boy, runaway mayo. I'm trying not to be shy with that mayonnaise. There we go. Get rid of this, get it out of the way. Then I'm going to save the cheese And I'm gonna double the cheese up on the patty when it's done, so that way I can dome it and make sure that we get the melt. Because the only thing that bothers me the most on sandwiches is not having melted cheese. So I have got to have melted cheese. I just don't mess around. It ain't even worth it to go through all that effort to put it on the griddle if you're not gonna end up getting some cheese melted. So let's go ahead and temp out my oil, see if it's got where we want it to get to yet. I mean, if it's not quite at 350, it won't be the end of the world. And we're still 309, 312. I'm gonna bump the heat up just a little bit just to see if I can get it up to 350 by the time I need to put it down. This is like only my second time doing a little fry station. I'm definitely gonna do a video more about it once I get comfortable doing it, seeing how it works out for me, let other people know, because it's possible. Seeing other people do it, and it's good. I mean, the good thing is you could do wings or, you know, any frozen stuff, or batter it yourself, and then you're just outside. There's nothing in your kitchen that's gonna be smelling like grease and stuff. So, give the burger a flip. Oh, come on. Oh boy. Burger's looking good, I think. Check out my mushrooms over here. Wash my bread. Yeah, bread's doing fine. Zoom down in on the burger. Move you for a second. There we go. Got that burger's looking nice and good. Got a nice little crust on it right there. I know it's a weird looking patty, but I just want it to fit. Put y'all back here, 7 minutes, doing good. All right. Add the onions with the mushrooms here. Try to keep on my time frame. Not that I'm in a hurry, I'm just kind of curious to see how long it would take. Also, it's been a while since I worked as a short order cook, so make sure my skills are still where they're at. Gotta have 11-minute tickets, man. Under 10 if you're really hustling one night. Got hungry people out there. Hungry people. The onion rings won't take long at all. All right, we're gonna move this over to the front where it's a little bit hotter to get that moving. And next, we will go ahead, I think we're about at 315, 350. I think I'm gonna toss the onion rings in there. See what we get to, if you guys can see this real quick here. Yeah, 315, probably jumping up to 325 by the time it's done. So that's close enough for me. These are just some frozen Aldi brand onion rings. I got my little, in the back, you can't quite see it. I got my little tray back there, my little grate, and that's where I'll pull the onion rings out and put them on. So we put them down about 8, they should be done about 10. Get a nice, that's what that mayo does. Not that butter doesn't get that, but man, look at that. Nice little roundness it gets there. And the marbled rye. I love Jewish rye. I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I might like Jewish rye better with the seeds in it. I just think the marbled rye looks prettier, and I want a pretty picture at the end. gotta get people to click on the video, right? This patty I made myself. It's just ground beef. Ground beef, eggs, breadcrumbs, garlic, Worcestershire, salt and pepper. I probably put a little more egg in there than I wanted to. It got a little bit closer to meatloaf than a ground beef patty. That's okay, live and learn. Okay. Take a look at this. This is our peppers, our onions and our mushrooms right there. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Don't want to mess with the patty too much. Oh, it's looking good. Okay, so now we got the hot side of the patty back up. I'm gonna start loading up my mushrooms. Oh, that's perfect. So that's gonna get moved to the warm side. Nope, almost lost that one. That one is not perfect. So we're gonna leave it down there. Okay, now we're back. Go ahead and put my mushrooms and onions down here. Right on top. Move the other piece of bread over. One slice of cheese. 2 slices of cheese. I think I got a mushroom in my oil there. Hit it with the water and the lid. Oh, I forgot the splash of balsamic. That's okay, we won't use it this time. It's too late, everything's under the cheese now, so that will be for next time. Getting everything ready over here for setup. Let's see, I put the onion rings down about 8 minutes into the video. We're at 11, so they are almost there. It said 2 to 3 minutes, but I'm gonna flip them, and then since because it wasn't quite at 350, they're probably gonna take a little longer. I can just tell by feeling them that they're not as crispy as I would like, so I'm gonna let them keep going. And then let's check on this here. Ooh. Boom. Look at the melt on that. Let me say in the comments, meatloaf sandwiches are awesome. I do love meatloaf sandwiches. That's why I'm not upset that it ended up the way it ended up. Okay, so now we got my cutting board. Gonna put the bread down. Go ahead and put that on top. Got some, sorry, I keep pulling it away. Got some extra mushrooms here. My other slice of bread going down. Okay. Now we'll flip it over, give it a cut so everybody can see. Uno momento, por favor. I'm gonna move the onion rings over as they keep cooking. Check on those one last minute, see what we're looking like. Oh yeah, they're still not as crispy as I would like. I can just tell by feeling them that they're not where I want. So we're just gonna keep frying them until I get them nice, dark and brown. So, okay, for this experiment, the onion rings are taking a little longer than I would like, but we all live and learn. I've had this oil on there since I turned the griddle on, just so everybody knows. I turned it on medium and then turned it back a little bit. So the griddle was at 400. The oil's been taking a while to get up. It's just a foil pan, so I imagine it's gonna get to the same temp as the griddle. It's just gonna take a minute to get there. How's everyone doing? Good? Sorrel, how you doing? Good to see you. See you in the chat, I guess. Not really seeing you, but I appreciate you watching as always. Let's see what we can see here with this. I'm gonna move this around. Just so we can get a look at this sandwich. Ta-da, ta-da. We're gonna go cut it down through. Stack it up like that. Pickle on that side. Pickle on that side, because I also love pickles. Pull out these onion rings. I think they're about done. They're looking good. They're getting darker. I think I could have let the oil heat up a little more for future, for anybody who's doing this in the future. Let the oil sit. It might take a full 30 minutes to get the oil to where you want it to go. So I'm just gonna take them out, put them right on the griddle to get a little bit of that oil to kind of drip off. I don't want them to put the oil all over my cutting board. So I also pulled these from the freezer a tad bit early so they weren't completely frozen, and sometimes that's not good if you're using a frozen product and they're not frozen. But you can see in the background here they look good. They're looking good. So then we got onion rings. And that's all of them. I'm cutting the heat on it. That's it, patty melt. What's my time? 15 minutes. A little longer than I expected. That's okay. I don't think I'm gonna get my job back anytime soon at the short order cooking at Bob Evans and the other place I used to work at, but not bad for my backyard, you know, 15 minutes. So this is it. A little patty melt with some pickles, onions. Did the little quick fry, set up my own fry station in the back, you can see there, with the foil pan. It's like a $1 pan. You could use cast iron, but it's gonna take even longer to warm up. And then we'll turn it for a final shot here. Let's see what we got looking right here. Onion rings, patty melt, mushrooms sauteed, onion sauteed, Swiss cheese, marbled rye bread. Oh, I was gonna do I realize that I haven't been tasting any of this. You guys have no idea if it tastes any good or not. Makeshift deep fryer, thank you. So we're gonna do a taste test and see if we approve of our own creation. Ooh, it's cheesy. Excuse me. It's good. It's really good. I mean, it's hard to mess up a patty melt. You got cheese and burger on bread. I'll say I love mushrooms, so that's probably why I'm biased that I like it better with mushrooms rather than just the onions. Mushrooms are good as well. So I appreciate so much everybody watching. We're gonna try to go live a lot more now that it's not, you know, like 20 degrees in Ohio. Have a good one. Keep on grilling.